The envelope trembled in my grasp, its paper thick and crisp as if burdened with the weight of 10 long years. I stood in our kitchen, the very place where Sarah and I once swayed without music, her laughter filling the empty spaces between my awkward movements. Now, that same room was suffocatingly silent, the silence roaring in my ears. The ownership papers in my hand revealed a painful truth. The house wasn't legally ours together, but solely hers. A sharp pang stabbed my chest, making it hard to breathe, as though the very air conspired against me. A decade ago, we had toasted cheap wine on this worn linoleum floor, celebrating what we believed was a fresh start. The house was a fixer-upper, a tired dream waiting to be restored with our sweat and hope. I spent weekends sanding rough floors until my knuckles bled, while she brushed fresh coats of Robin's egg blue paint onto the walls, strands of her hair sticking out in artistic disarray. We were partners, or at least I had believed so. But the deed, dated just a month ago, told a different story. Sarah had quietly transferred full ownership to herself, without my knowledge. The home we built with our hands and dreams now belonged solely to her. I sank into a chair, the wood creaking beneath me as the weight of betrayal settled deep in my bones. The lingering smell of last night's curry mixed with a faint trace of her perfume, haunting the room like a fading ghost. How had I missed the signs? The late-night phone calls she'd brush off as work. The way she lingered near the mailbox, insisting she'd take care of the bills. Little things I'd dismissed as stress from her promotion and long hours. I had ignored the chill in her smile, the way her gaze avoided mine at the dinner table. Mark, her voice sliced through the fog. She stood framed in the doorway, briefcase hanging loosely from one hand, her coat still draped over her shoulders. Sunlight caught her auburn hair, giving her an almost angelic glow. For a fleeting second, I wanted to believe she was still mine. Holding up the envelope, I forced my voice steady despite the storm raging inside me. What's this? Her eyes darted to the papers, then back to me. A flicker of fear, guilt, or maybe shame flashed across her face before she masked it with a hardened frown. Where did you find that? Under the sink, behind the cleaning supplies. My throat tightened. Funny place to hide a deed, Sarah. She set down her briefcase slowly, deliberately. It's just paperwork, Mark. Why are you rifling through my things? My things? I shot back, my voice sharp with hurt. This is our house, our life. Why is it only in your name? She crossed her arms, her lips pressed into a thin line. You're making this into something it's not. It's a legal arrangement, tax reasons. My lawyer recommended it. Your lawyer? Since when do you have a lawyer? And why didn't you tell me? Her silence was a knife twisting in my gut. She looked away, fingers nervously twisting the edge of her coat. I wanted to shake her, demand the truth, but my legs felt heavy and numb. The kitchen spun, chipped mugs on the counter, our anniversary marked on the fridge calendar in her handwriting. All of it felt like a cruel illusion. Sarah, I whispered, softer now, almost pleading. Please, just tell me what's really happening. She sighed deeply, shoulders sagging as if carrying a burden far heavier than I knew. I never wanted it to come to this. Not like this. What do you mean? Come to what? I'm leaving, Mark. Her voice was quiet but hit me like a hammer blow. I've been trying to find the right moment to say it. I let out a bitter, hollow laugh that wasn't really mine. Leaving? And you thought you could just take the house and walk away? She stepped closer, eyes searching mine, desperate for understanding. I needed security. You know how things have been. Security. My voice cracked, rising with anger. We built this together, every nail, every stroke of paint. You don't get to just claim it all for yourself. Her jaw clenched tightly. I've been the one holding us up, Mark. My job, my income, that's what kept us going. You've just been drifting away. Her words hit me like a knife, sharp and unyielding. 2 years ago, I lost my job in a brutal layoff that shattered me inside. Since then, I'd been hustling, freelance gigs, random odd jobs, anything to keep us afloat. But her late nights at the office, the new tailored suits, the confident way she carried herself, all of it made me feel smaller. I sensed the distance growing between us, but I'd hoped love would hold us steady. Drifting apart, I repeated softly, I've been here for you, Sarah. Every single day. She shook her head, tears glistening in her eyes. I don't want to hurt you, but I can't keep living a lie. I've met someone. The room spun. The kitchen, once a sanctuary filled with warmth and familiar scents, now felt cold and alien. Who? The word barely escaped my lips. Does it matter? Her voice was soft, but it cut deeper than any shout. This has been over for a long time. You just didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'd held on to every small moment. The way she hummed while cooking, the gentle touch of her hand in the dark. I ignored the growing silence, the widening gap, because love can blind you to the cracks beneath the surface. But those cracks had grown into a chasm I couldn't bridge. Who is it, Sarah? I pressed, my voice rough and breaking. She hesitated, then said quietly, James. From work. My boss. The same James she used to tease about being arrogant but brilliant. The one whose name popped up on her phone after midnight. I had trusted her. Trusted us. Trusted the home we built together. I asked with trembling hands. You thought you could just take it? The house. I didn't want to fight you over it. I added, voice sharp with pain. She swallowed hard. Vulnerability breaking through her tough exterior. I thought if I secured it, maybe we could avoid this whole mess. Avoid what? I took a step closer, anger rising like a living thing. You stole my home. Our home, she recoiled, hands raised defensively. No, Mark. It's for me. For my future. I deserve this. Her words hung heavily in the air, filled with truth and betrayal. She wasn't just walking away from me. She was erasing everything we had. Erasing us. I wanted to scream. Beg her to remember the nights we dreamed together under this very roof. But the deed clenched in my hand said it all. She had already rewritten the story without me. I turned away, my vision blurring as tears threatened to fall. Leave, I whispered. Mark, please don't go. Her voice cracked as she lingered, breath uneven, then snatched her briefcase and walked out. The click of the door echoed like a death sentence in my chest. I stood alone, clutching the crumpled deed. The house was quiet but not empty. Every creak and shadow held a memory. Our first kiss in the hallway, her laughter in the garden, the fights, the makeup, the promises whispered in the dark. All of it felt like lies now. Then a thought struck me. About a year ago, I'd found an old safe hidden away in the attic. Rusted, forgotten. Inside was a draft of our original deed. Yellowed but still intact, with both our names on it. I had laughed then, thinking it was meaningless, and hid it away. Sarah had no idea. She thought her secret deed was her final winning move. Heart pounding, I climbed the attic stairs and found the safe beneath dusty boxes. My hands trembled as I opened it and unfolded the paper. There it was, my name beside hers. It might not legally outweigh her new deed, but it was proof. Proof that we built this home together. Proof that I wasn't invisible. Sitting there with the document on my lap, a strange calm settled over me. She could take the house, her lover, and her new life, but she couldn't erase my truth. I would fight for this place, for every nail, every memory, not out of anger, but because it was mine too. And as the dust settled around me, one thing became clear. When Sarah saw this, her hands might tremble. Because I am not finished yet.